We're ready when you are. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Casey Stadium for the 2022 Indoor Cricket Masters National Championships Final Series. I'm Cameron Walter alongside Andrew Hall-Villiers, and it's time for the over 40 men's major semi-final between Queensland and New South Wales. New South Wales will be batting first. Queensland obviously fielding. I'll take you through the two sides. New South Wales, Todd Berikowski, Nigel Deakin, Matt Holwell, Nathan Rennie, Barry Richards, Clint Robinson, Colin Yeaman and Michael White. For Queensland, Glyn Knox, Mark Sharrard, Sean Bryden, Scott Gardner, Kevin Borchert, Mark Harding, Adam Ryan and Brad Bass. Andrew Hall-Villiers, good afternoon to you.
Thank you, Cameron, and appreciate you welcoming on today. It's absolutely a privilege of mine and one of the highlight of my career to sit next to the voice of indoor cricket.
Oh, now, who put you up to saying that?
I tell you what, there has been a large donation made in many players' names.
Excellent. Well, it's not sudden death cricket, folks. It's the major semi-final. On the line is a spot in tomorrow's grand final. Here's Gardner to get us underway. Starts with a leg side. Our two batters, Michael White and Colin Yeaman for New South Wales. Now, Queensland, of course, undefeated in this division as Gardner continues. Beaten outside off. So would probably deservedly come into this match favourites, Andrew.
Queensland always tend to bring their A games to all of these tournaments. Well prepared, well drilled teams. They've shown that throughout the week, that they've been able to deliver those moments that matter. The team is, led around the park by Glenn Knox, who's a stalwart of the game. He's been an amazing cricketer for his state for a long period of time. And there he goes fielding into the leg side.
You have toured, well, I didn't tour as a player, but I've been on a tour with Glenn Knox to South Africa, with the Australian Masters program. Great guy, rock solid indoor cricketer. Now, the two previous encounters as this match gets underway, they've played each other twice, of course. Queensland being undefeated have won both. The first match, only 5 runs separated the two sides. Gardner finishes his over. A chance there, goes begging. 5 runs from that first over. So New South Wales posted 66 in that match. Queensland chased it down with 71. The second encounter not so close. New South Wales batting first once again. 82 in that match. Queensland responding with 115. So that just shows Queensland quite comfortable chasing down a total and can produce a run chase of 100 plus.
One of the most important things in that initial game, that was a 5-run difference. First game of the tournament. First day, first opening round. Everyone feeling each other out. It was a very interesting game. Actually was lucky enough to have umpired that game.
There you go. That's some context for us. Some detailed analysis I expect from you.
I'll do my very best, that's for sure. Well played.
Driven just out of the reach of the diving receiver, and Colin Yeaman cashes in with 5 off the first ball from Brad Bass.
Just over pitched. That's the strength of Colin Yeaman, just hitting those balls straight and hard.
Driven straight back to the receiver. There'll be a dot. As you say, that first game is a little bit exploratory. They're seeing how all of their training stacks up against the other teams. And the second game perhaps more indicative of where the teams are at this point in the week. But finals cricket, anything can happen.
Third ball. We've got a third ball opportunity here for Queensland. Traditionally going full and wide on most of their versions of gone targeting the body.
Gee, that is an absolute juggle there. From Ryan down there at backward square. It took him a good 10 seconds to secure the ball. So third ball safely negotiated, 2 balls to come. Driven again from Yeaman. Helps himself to another 5 runs. This is going to be a big over for New South Wales.
I guess just wanted to take it again. Let's see if we can bowl full and wide and get bang for 5.
Oh, confusion. Safe in the end.
Ooh.
Oh,
jeez.
you'd be a bit unhappy with that throw if you were the keeper, wouldn't you?
I tell you what, the last thing you want is a disgruntled bowler who's been hit for 2 5s in the over, winging one back at your keeper and a finger get dislocated at this time of the tournament where something could go devastatingly wrong.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a little bit of a brain snap for me. Let's look at some of the players to watch for New South Wales with the bat, right? Tode Berikoski, 122 off his own stick, averaging 20 plus, if you don't mind. Nathan Rennie, former Australian men's player, 109 to his name. But other than those two, there's really a fairly even spread of scoring. No absolute standouts, at least statistically, as Glenn Knox bowls his first over. So they'll look to rely perhaps on Berikoski and Rennie to help them build a total here. For Queensland, with the ball, Kevin Borchert, their biggest wicket taker, 13 wickets. 13 wickets throughout the tournament. That's fairly impressive. And a bit of daylight between him and the others. Mark Sherrard, probably the next highest wicket taker in the playing side anyway. So there's some players to watch, at least in this innings. Oh, jeez. See, you can't see it on the screen, but the umpire has just gone to signal 1 and just an angle that his index finger's gone up at. I thought he was about to give that out. Got to be clear with your signals, Andrew.
It definitely makes a big difference. The verbal and non-verbal communication of an umpire definitely comes into play. Daniel Marshall, a New South Wales umpire, first tournament for him, so congratulations to Daniel and the team in New South Wales. He comes with a lot of experience of playing the game, but has shown himself to be a very competent, very well-versed umpire.
That's a great ball, that is.
I mean, that just shows you the wily old nature of Mr. Glenn Knox. It just shows you what he can do. Just does the right things at the right time and puts himself into the position to be involved in the play.
Okay, so 1 over to come now in this partnership. They're looking pretty solid here on 23. In the context of the previous 2 encounters, the fact that this is a major semi-final, what's going to be par here? What do you think New South Wales need to be competitive?
Runs on the board are always more valuable, you find, in finals. So I think if New South Wales were to walk away on 100, which has proven beyond par on some other occasions, 25 a pair, it still allows the odd pair to drop below and the odd to go above. This pair would be aiming for 30 with the solid start they've had to this point. So I don't see any reason with Adam Ryan coming on to bowl that can't be achieved. Adam Ryan likes bowls these big left arm off cutters, tries to bring the batter across the body, tries looking for that work for into the corner and a catch into that point region. And as I say it, perfectly analysed as he hits bowls too short, down and up for 2 onto the leg side.
Well, you can see, as you said, he's looking for the player to do that. He's actually looking for the player to turn the ball around like that. So the plan is in action. The batter was just up to the challenge. Again, same deal. You've got both batters playing across the line, trying to turn the ball there into the leg side net. That does open up an opportunity on the offside if they get it wrong.
Nice little bit of traffic created by Queensland, trying to field the ball into the centre of the court.
Love that traffic, don't you? It's well played. Good early call of no.
That'll be the difference. The clean fielding and the efforts in getting the ball really where they need it to be will be the real decision maker today. Oh, shot.
Gee, that's hit powerfully, and you see Bryden there on the 3 line. Can't blame him at all for this. It's not a criticism, but defensively had to get out of the way of that. That's just good contact, and caused it to get through.
That's his 3rd time he's played that ball, that shot, for 14 runs in total, 2 5s and a 4. I mean, it's unbelievable batting. New South Wales walk away on 31. A sensational start with Colin Yeoman hitting 23 of the 31. Held well with his partner Michael White on 8. But it just shows you don't need, this being a team game, you don't need to be hitting your 20s off your own stick to walk away with a successful start.
And speaking from experience, I can say that that's absolutely the truth, having contributed, often scores of negative something to partnerships of 30 plus.
Well, I can tell you that I think I believe in that philosophy as well. I hold up an end and hold a bat, and that was about my contribution. So we've got Barry Richards and Nathan Rennie in for the second partnership.
Yeah, it's really good to see these guys out here. Barry Richards has been continuing to play for a long time. Rennie was playing for the ACT for a period of time. He's now coaching the Open Men's. Just two great contributors to indoor cricket and into New South Wales in particular.
And that's what I think the Masters division shows, that the love of the sport continues regardless of what level that happens to be at. Massive contributor to the game, involved in multiple levels across multiple divisions. It's been a phenomenal effort for these two to be involved in the game for as long as they have, and still doing it with class, as Nathan Rennie plays a beautiful shot over the offside for 2. Nathan Rennie, for me, is one of the classiest batsmen that you'll find on court today. He does it with such time and effort that it makes me feel like he's just running on autopilot half the time. And there's another example of exactly what I'm talking about. Running on autopilot, put it into his legs, full toss, and put away easily for 2. Nothing flashy, straight down and up, jogs through for 2, no risk at all.
Yeah, it's quality cricket. It's brilliant batting. Just following on from the brilliant opening partnership of 31, these two have posted 12 for their first over, and New South Wales looking rock solid at this point.
I think that was needed in this over for New South Wales to really consolidate the really strong start that they had in the first partnership. Queensland are a bit flat in the field, if you ask me. They're going to need a wicket, something to turn the game, something to get them involved. I'm looking for their stalwarts. I'm looking for Glenn Knox to get involved. Adam Ryan on the leg side. Get a wicket involved here, and I think, we'll see them get up and about.
Yeah, Borchert, their most effective bowler from a wicket. Oh, no. I tell you what, that's a little bit of a brain fade there. Calling for a run when they don't need to. Rennie sent him back, and fortunately for Richards, the throw went to the end where Rennie hadn't moved.
And that's exactly what Queensland would have liked to have taken advantage of to get them involved in the game.
Response from Richards. Geez, batting's looked solid.
Just opened up the offside. Gave himself a little bit of room to the leg. Short ball and just put it down and up for 2. Just smart batting.
Sent back, and rightly so. Chance at the top, and Glenn Knox does exactly what he described earlier, creates a wicket here for Queensland, and didn't they need that? Gee, he got that back to the receiver in a flash, didn't he?
And that's the difference. The time and effort that he's just taken that ball cleanly, straight over the bails to the receiver, it takes the pressure off everybody else. He's done all the hard work early and got the wicket, getting Queensland back involved in this game.
It's a good response.
I'm not surprised to see Nathan Rennie to be able to put a ball up there from what you would argue was actually a reasonably decent length, that in-between length outside off stump.
Rennie springs.
And a strong over for Queensland. I think it was -1 off that over.
Still on the strength of the solid batting in the first, they're still in a reasonable position to push for 25-ish, which is what they'll all be aiming for, and try and add some pressure. We talked earlier about how Queensland would be capable of chasing down even something on the odd order of 110. But it's a little bit harder to do that when those runs are already on the board in a final.
It makes it a big difference with the pressure that can be applied with one wicket sending you backwards in the second innings. Makes a big change.
Oh, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Queensland took a good, 5 seconds to affect that wicket? New South Wales.
I think what you see there is the Queenslanders are wanting to be involved in this game so much that they're chasing after the ball too hard instead of doing the basics. Catch the ball, take it back to the stumps, and do what you need to do. They're snatching at it at the moment, which is just showing the pressure of what can come out in a semi-final.
Harding continues to hand. Oh, I tell you what. A little double touch there, but a diving Barry Richards is home.
Looks to be a good decision by the umpire. Made his ground well. And there's those clean touches that make a difference.
It's absolute bread and butter for Richards. They've given him too many of those. Well, 3 or 4 of those shots, he's just rocked back, smashed it into the offside net for 2.
They're just moving that line to where they should have been, around that off-stump, middle stump line, to over to the 4th stump, 5th stump line, which is just creating too much width for these guys that are just too experienced to be able to take advantage of those.
Look, I tell you what, Queensland are fairly fortunate that New South Wales have gifted them 2 wickets, and they have been gifts. Both a hit and run, and then both of them in sort of no man's land. But sometimes all you need is a little fortune.
And that's the line that they've been, probably you would argue, they've been misbowling all this partnership. They haven't gotten in tight enough to the body to make Barry Richards and Nathan Rennie do something different, do something that isn't in their wheelhouse. And Barry loves to be playing outside off stump. Even a ball that hasn't been delivered, it has been a full toss that's outside. He's played that from his waist level. What I can see there, though, is he felt uncomfortable. He's trying to turn that offside. He's been given too much room to this point. Keeping tight into the body is where you need to be for Barry Richards. And I'd be looking for the Queenslanders to notice these small little things, that the coaching team, the well-drilled team of Queensland, to be able to take advantage of what they're seeing here and whether they want to be putting this ball. Now this, I would argue, is a very critical over in the game. We're saying that in the 8th over of the first innings, which could present momentum going through for the New South Wales batting innings. A wicket here, walk out on under 10, it's a different ball game.
Here's Bass, driven, little misfield, a chance at the keeper's end, and get away with a single. Plenty of intent there from Richards just for a change of pace.
Interestingly, Bass bowled quite full in his first over as well to Yeaman, who was hit to the back net twice in the first over he bowled. Didn't seem to learn from the first delivery. Gone short now. He's gone full short. He's trying to. It feels like he's trying to find his length. He doesn't feel comfortable with where he's trying to get the ball at the moment.
It'll be a single. The vision you're enjoying from the comfort of your lounge room or your computer or wherever it is you're watching, courtesy of our broadcast partner, Sportscast Australia, always doing a wonderful job. Thanks to the team here at Casey, working hard to bring you this vision. Another 2 to Rennie, and 2 balls remain. They've fought back after the loss of 2 wickets to sit on 17 for the partnership, 48 for the total.
There again, too short, into the body, down and up, 2 over the leg side. You would argue that Queensland don't have the tallest front court on the leg side, so bowling that line, you need to be playing that fuller length to get them involved.
Yeah, plenty of width there. 2 to finish, and it's a 10-run final over for the partnership there. They get above 20 despite the loss of 2 wickets, so solid batting from WA. I'm thinking back to the previous game, Andrew, from New South Wales. 52 on the board. We'll check in quickly with the minor semi-final taking place right now as well. Victoria are batting first in that match up against South Australia. Victoria, wow, 72 runs on the board, 7 overs gone. That's pretty imposing. So looking good there. Of course, the winner of that match, that sudden death match, will take their place in the prelim final later today and will play the loser of this match. Of course, that's one of many matches coming up here at Casey Stadium. Coming up next on this channel, it's the over 35 men's minor semi-final. That's one of 3 games remaining on this channel, and 3, 6, 8 games at Casey. Gardner gets us back underway and goes straight through Clint Robinson, Nigel Deakin at the other end. Who's your money on at this stage of the game, Andrew?
As I said last over, I thought it was a really important over for Queensland. To walk out on 52 at the end of that last partnership, as opposed to potentially picking up 1 wicket to walk away on 6, 7 out of that partnership, would have made a massive difference. I never write Queensland off in any situation. Queensland can pull a rabbit out of a hat, and they have on multiple occasions. So the game's never over if there's life in the game at all.
It sounded like you sat on the fence there, Andy.
That's exactly what I did. I just did it with a lot of words coming out of my mouth. And a third ball opportunity, leg side. Tried to stick tight into that leg side line. Gardner using his pace well, bowling full and keeping the ball tight to the body.
Did. Gee, I was undecided by the ball there. I thought something had happened that it had not, but that's a really interesting over there. 4 dot balls bowled inside it, and just split by those wides.
I tell you, I'd be asking for a discount if I'm Nigel Deakin. Haven't faced a ball in the first over. I want some of my game fees being paid by his partner.
Look, if that's me, I'm just happy. I don't have to face. Yeah, that's value for money.
One less opportunity to get out.
Yeah. So Sean Bryden, he'll bowl his first over. The 10th over of the match. Deakin will face his first delivery. Starts well with 2.
Used his feet really well. I actually thought that was well bowled by Sean Bryden. Into the body, off spinner, trying to use his leg side field that he's got. Deakin backing away, giving himself some space and playing it down and up over the offside. Gardner missed opportunity there in the front court. Direct hit would have been a different story, I think you'll find.
Yeah, it's a big, as you would know, being an international level umpire, that the difference between a direct hit and a gather, the amount of time that adds or subtracts, as the case may be. Oh, he's chanced his arm. What's it going to be? Has it hit the corner? It has. New South Wales can't believe that.
Look,
what do you think?
That's 7.
Yep.
Look, I wish I could say something other than that was 7. I can understand the umpire's decision based on the way the ball sprung out, but in my opinion, definitely 7 from where we're sitting.
So, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but the rule is the highest scoring zone must count. So even if that's hit flush on the corner and gone out that way as a result, it's still 7 runs.
Correct.
Yeah.
The difference between that and a ball potentially going for 7 is also the catch opportunity. That ball gets caught in the back court. All of a sudden, you've gone from hitting a 7, playing it exactly where you want it to being given out on a on a catch that may have been disputed, shall we say.
12-run turnaround.
Correct.
Lakeside to finish the over.
Ooh.
10 runs from it. And that's another good one for New South Wales. 14 on the board. Starting to get into really interesting phase of the game here. Just every over that New South Wales don't lose a wicket makes the following over easier. So it's easier for them to work their way up to something like 100.
I guess when you're watching the Queenslanders in the field, which can normally pull out something that'll get them back involved, they are still a little flat in the field. We're just not seeing them turn those half chances, that the typical Queenslander half chance, into a wicket. But we can't take away from what the New South Wales batsmen have been able to do. They've been rock solid, except for a couple of what you'd say little mistakes in that second partnership. Everything else has been going all their way based on really well planned out batting. Graham Dorr, the coach of New South Wales, has been involved with a lot of these players for a long period of time. Has got his team in a position where he needs them to be at the right end of the week. And Harding just trying to target the body line. Just trying to stay inside that leg side line, using a little bit shorter and harder, just trying to get inside. Just trying to make the batter do something. Drive outside that off stump. If you want to hit me over that side. As I said, another half volley outside off stump. Hit for 2.
Well, I've been impressed with the way New South Wales have gone about this, and you've talked about the coach Graham Dorr and the influence that he'd be having on this approach, but he's just driven. Oh, that's a great piece of fielding just as we start to give New South Wales some raps. They didn't do a lot wrong there. Good contact. Came off a fielder, tried to get back, and some great fielding from Queensland as we take a look on the replay thanks to play.cricket.com.au. There's the deflection, a good gather. That's just sharp fielding.
That's that typical Queensland half chance into a wicket. But you can't knock the batter for playing hard, straight and low, which has been working well to this point.
Correct. Now, the point I was going to make prior to that wicket, I've been impressed by New South Wales' approach, largely because they've hit the balls that are there to be hit. They're not trying to force the issue. They've made great contact on things that are there to be hit. They've let themselves down with a couple of gift wickets and have been undone by some sharp fielding. You can't ask much more of a team batting first.
Kevin Ballshirt, and apologies for those playing on at home for if I've mispronounced that, brought on the strike bowler to try and just get a little bit more momentum for the Queenslanders going into the last partnership. Their strike bowler with the most wickets of the tournament for them.
What do you make of that call? Bring on the strike bowler. You a fan?
Oh, definitely. I think this is a partnership with Matty Howell and Tode Birakowski going to cement the innings for New South Wales. If there's going to be blood in the water, it needs to be now. You need to put them on the back foot going into that last partnership and make them force the issue. If you allow the game to float along, it plays exactly into New South Wales' hands. And, as we say it, tries to force the issue.
Yeah, exactly what I said they haven't been doing today. And for me, that's just a sign of what happens in indoor cricket. The pressure is just there constantly. It never goes away. And it gets to you. And you do things that you otherwise wouldn't. And manufacturing that shot, it's undone them.
Deacon playing smart, playing inside the line, allowing the leg side to come through to get the ball re-bowled in the last over of the partnership.
Oh, I tell you what, it's a great appeal. But it's given, not out.
Well,
Naked eye, what's your view?
Look, I'm sitting behind the court. Yep. I reckon on replay it will show it's out, top end run out, but and the replay does seem to indicate that it was short. However, a lot of crowd from the Queenslander in the field and Deacon running away from the umpire always makes it an unsighted bat. We all are very clear on the rule. If in doubt, the umpire must give it not out.
Is that actually a rule?
No, not at all.
It's just a convention. And fair enough, too. You don't have enough evidence to give the decision out. So it's an implied rule, right?
Yeah, look, it is something I think that gets spoken about a lot. The umpire needs to have every level of information available to them to make a decision either way. I will never begrudge an umpire for erring on the side of safety because consistency can be built off that. You can't be building consistency off guessing.
Fair enough. So, 17 runs from this partnership. A little bit of a roller coaster. 2 late wickets has pegged them back. 69 runs on the board after 3 pairs. The game well and truly in the balance. I would think that on the strength of that, and possibly the last pair, 21-ish, Queensland will now feel like they're in the box seat here. New South Wales would need something on the order of 35, maybe even 40, to really be on the edge of that total that would put some doubt in the mind of Queensland. But who knows what is yet to unfold. It's the major semi-final here in the over 40 men's division. It's New South Wales up against Queensland. We're live from Casey Stadium. If you've just joined us, I'm Cameron Walter, and with me, Andrew Hall-Villiers. An exciting finish to this innings coming up. Matt Holwell, Tode Berikoski at the crease. Mark Sharrod has the ball. Back underway. Straight to the fielder, a chance. Berikoski is sent back.
And we saw the momentum starting to turn from the catch of Deacon in the last partnership that was hit straight back, and the momentum started to shift. More opportunities have started for Queensland, and they've started again, tighten the field. And the energy is there. They're starting to pick up these balls that they were fumbling in the past.
Yep.
They're just looking a little bit more crisp. New South Wales are going to want to be hitting triple figures. It'll be a psychological barrier that they want to get past.
Yep, totally. Third ball safely negotiated.
Turn around the corner, into the one net, and easily negotiated there. Matty Howell coming back from an injury in the first game, where a collision between him and Glenn Knox resulted in Matt's actually landing on his back and a potentially damaging injury to his head. Thankfully, he's well and good. Back out after serving some time on the sideline, but good to see him out there playing again in the major semi-final.
Yeah, never like to see quality players out injured. It's third ball again, second time in the over. It's been a great over from Sharrod. Went for 12 in his first. Very effective in this over. Driven deflection into the side net for 2. Just 3 runs from the over.
I think that's a sign of how Tode Berikoski is planning to play. If the ball is there to hit, he will hit it. He's played for New South Wales for a significant period of time, but what you'll see about his play is he's smart. He likes to play to his strengths, hit the ball hard and low when it's there to be hit. Otherwise, he'll play his game. Into the middle of the ground. If he has to jog for one, he will. But it'll just be about building a score for New South Wales. There might be some adjustments for where they think that pass score is for New South Wales at this point, however.
Yeah, I think you're right. They will need to make some adjustments there.
I think their first barrier, get past 80, then see where they can reassess. With Glenn Knox coming in, it's a very important over. But I've been saying that for the last...
That's out.
So as the flick goes straight back to the The receiver with an out run out, Matty Howell, top end run out.
Yeah, sharp fielding again from Queensland. They don't go anywhere, do they? They're ready all the time. You give them a chance, they'll take it.
Matty Howell holding his side there. I'm worried he might have maybe done a side strain, just trying to dive to return to his ground. Just still holding his side as he ran through that single as well. Be keeping an eye on that over the next couple of overs and see how he recovers. Obviously may go on to do a little bit more damage if he has to bowl with that injury as well. Oh, amazing shot by Matty Howell. Down and up, over the offside, 3 runs scored. Just used the length of delivery from Knox to his advantage, gave himself some room and jogged his way through.
Well, wides are always a great pressure reliever for the batting side, especially to follow up a wicket. Oh, you'd take that any day, wouldn't you? Scorebooks don't paint a picture.
That was my best shot. Leading edge, 5 runs scored.
Oh dear. So in the end, it's a reasonable over there for New South Wales. They take 6 off the over of Glenn Knox, despite the loss of that wicket. And they stay in the hunt for, well, to be fair, they're still in the hunt for 100.
These 2 overs could go either way. With Sean Bryden, I believe, coming on to bowl the 15th over.
Think they'll target Sean?
The way that I think Todd Birakowski, I'd be looking for him to play sensible cricket, down and up over the leg side. I think I normally expect Howell to be the one that goes hard and at the ball, but now I've said that, it'll probably be the other way around. Queensland has set a slightly more defensive field on the leg side, pushing their leg side sweeper back. And as we say it, slightly short, drifted outside the off stump. Birakowski gives himself room as well and plays a smart cricket shot. With 2 on the leg side being pushed back, they look like they're trying to defend for that shot that the overly pitched ball. Just slid across. Just really wily bowling there from Sean Bryden. Just trying to take the angle across Howell and just using a bit of drift to his advantage.
Deflection. He won.
Unlucky. That gets through to the back court, and that, I reckon that goes for 5. So critical fielding there.
Gee, this has actually been a really effective over from Sean. He's been a solid contributor for a long time. And this is exactly what they needed from him in the penultimate over. He's not going for big runs. He's asking some questions, creating some opportunities. Straight back to the receiver. Another dot. Gee, this is a great over.
It's an amazing over. 3rd ball in the 15th over. Last ball of the 15th over. Big moment here with New South Wales currently holding over 80.
Look, that's just an impressive over, a pressure over. I said prior to the start of it that New South Wales was still in the game for 100 plus. And that's just taken that away from them. Only 4 runs from the over, 3 dot balls bowled within it. Quality penultimate over. You love to see it.
Oh, it's amazing. One of those things that you can see that he uses his height, his advantage of how he bowls, gets that drift across the right-hander, bowling round the wicket, trying to take the ball across them, encouraging them to try and hit through the offside while the ball's turning back into them. It's a well-set field from the team. It's well bowled over. You can't ask for much more from a team going into the 16th. Adam Ryan coming in to bowl the final over of the New South Wales batting innings.
Big over here. They're all big overs. Oh, there's a chance. They've got two at one end at the top. Birakowski gets there. Nerves.
So Adam Ryan has the change-up in-swinger and the off-cutter, bowls left arm over the wicket. You'd be looking for him with an older ball to only really be bowling that left arm off-cutter. With that ball that's slightly softer and that going for 2 runs from Matty Howard and a chance and opportunity at the top end. It was a good pick-up and flick from Ryan and almost turned that half chance into a wicket again. And as we speak of it, the off-cutter comes into play, gets inside that leg sideline. It's well bowled, well executed.
Driven to the back court for 4. Massive runs for New South Wales late in the game. They've advanced the score to 90. And they're just in the zone of a competitive total here.
I tell you, my brain ticks as to why he tried to bowl the full wide in-swinger when the off-cutter had been working effectively. He's gone away from the plan.
You see it too often as you see this ball bowled. A bowler has a plan, bowls well, it's effective, and then they change it. Why? Why are you changing it?
I still ask myself the same question when I used to do exactly the same thing.
I don't have to ask myself that question because I can't control what I bowl. A single to finish. 91 on the board for New South Wales. Haven't hit the 3 figures, but 91, ladies and gentlemen, is certainly a competitive total in this major semi-final in the over 40s division as we take a look at some of the highlights from the innings. Andrew Horvilliers, you'll be taking a break shortly, but before you do that, why don't you give us your thoughts on the match to date, and maybe if I can coax you off that fence and get a prediction for you for the result.
I tell you, I think that New South Wales have played sensationally well to hit 91. I think they would have been happier to walk out on triple figures, as anyone would have in a semi-final. Runs on the board make a big difference. I'm going to make a bold prediction that New South Wales, with the Weil and the Knox in the field and the team that they've got available at the moment, I think they get up. I think you'll find that they'll put her in the first 2 partnerships. I'm looking for Queensland to be 55, 40 runs in the first 2 skins make a big difference. The game's basically put to bed, in my opinion. I'm no longer on the fence. I've made bold predictions to make the second innings very interesting for the listeners at home, and so that everyone can message me and later and tell me how wrong I was.
Excellent. Well, no, I appreciate you taking a stand and making a call, and thank you for your contributions here in the commentary box. I understand we'll be seeing you again shortly in a different capacity up on that stand. You
will, and hopefully I've bought some nice commentary from you in the meantime by sitting here next to you. Thank you, Cameron.
Thanks, Andrew. And ladies and gentlemen, hope you are enjoying our coverage live from Casey Stadium. It's the final series of the 2022 Indoor Cricket Masters National Championships. Cameron Walter. And we've got some more cricket coming after this match at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time. It's the minor semi-final between New South Wales and North Queensland in the over 35 men's division, and then 2 prelim finals in the 45s and 35s respectively. You can also check out some of the other games on the Cricket Australia Indoor Cricket YouTube channel. As the run chase here gets underway, we have Kevin Borchert and Mark Harding opening the batting for Queensland. Clint Robertson will be the bowler for New South Wales, and I'm joined once again on commentary by Stephen Howell. How do you think the match is unfolding?
Oh, Cam, look, I think New South Wales will be happy with that total, and there are a couple of reasons why I'll go into after this first ball from Robinson. Lovely shot. Just looking at the stats from both teams, as a team, offence and defensive performance, Queensland have averaged 108 scored, 64 against. New South Wales, 108 for, 61 against. So despite having 2 losses and a second place on the ladder, they've actually had a better defence than Queensland, and will probably feel just slightly confident defending 91, given their average concession. Oh, right through him.
That is a massive wicket early in this game. A great ball And that will absolutely light a spark here for the New South Wales guys. Let's take a look on the replay thanks to play.cricket.com.au. That's a great line. He's hit the top of leg stump. And, well, if you play across the line, you can expect to have that happen
indeed.
to you. Oh, gee.
Well, geez, emphatically pulled across the line there. Lovely shot there from Mark Harding.
Yeah, you don't like fielding in the front court when that sort of stuff's going on, do you?
Wasn't terribly short from Robinson, just pulled with intent there. Gets the score back above 0. Ah, lovely shot. And fumbled onto the net by Matt Holwell there for 3. He'd be filthy with himself. He had 2 hands on the ball on that occasion and just let it fumble loose. Robinson for the final ball. Oh, beautiful line there, right into the kneecap of Harding on that occasion, and 4 runs from the opening over.
Yeah, it's a good start for New South Wales. They'll be happy with that. That's something that they're going to need to maintain throughout the innings, though, if they are indeed to win this game. While we're just waiting for the second over to get underway, I should check in with the minor semi-final. So again, that's Victoria up against South Australia, and a good fight back from South Australia, but still a big total from Victoria.
Yeah.
129 on the board. That's going to be some sort of a chase if South Australia are going to keep their tournament alive. See, White is going to bowl the over for New South Wales.
Oh, cuts him in half.
It's not a bad start.
Just a bit of movement on that ball. And it brings up a third ball opportunity for the boys in blue. And wouldn't they love to convert this? Michael White's taking his time there. And so he should. Well defended there for the single.
What would your, if you were running the Queensland side, you know, what would be the ideal way in your mind to put this run chase together? How would you go about it?
Look, I certainly no panic. It's White coming in again.
Driven.
Yep. Gets a full ball. He's going to have a go.
Yep.
And that's fine. But look, there's no need to panic. 25 a pair will do this. They will probably be looking to every pair land between the 25 and 30 just to give themselves a buffer if the wheels happen to fall off, a couple of quick wickets. But we saw a sort of similar target that the WA 50s chased down against Queensland in the previous match. And they did have a little bit of a hiccup in that third pair. Were able to recover because there was just a little bit of a buffer in the first 2 pairs. So I think Borchett and Harding here will be targeting that 30. Plenty of time left. 2 to come in this over. Well fielded. Good line. Straight to the fieldsman. No run.
Final ball of the second over now. It's major semi-final indoor cricket. Driven.
Oh, probably
Field.
safely home either way.
A little bit of a fumble.
Eddie Holwell maybe just feeling the nerves there.
Well, it is going to be third ball, so 5 runs from the over, but the last 2 of the deliveries were dots, so an opportunity here for New South Wales.
Yep. Second, third ball opportunity in 6 balls or thereabouts. Michael White was able to generate one in the second, I think it was second ball of his over. He had third ball opportunity. Got Nathan Rennie to come in now. Very experienced campaigner.
Yeah,
Plenty of Australian caps.
I wouldn't want to.
You wouldn't want to face him, would you?
Not on third ball. No, thanks.
All right. To the left-hander. Let's see what he can do. Oh!
Just got an edge on it.
Couldn't ask for more than that, could you?
Yeah.
Probably just got enough on it, Kevin Borchett, to elude the keeper on that occasion. Otherwise would have been a fairly easy stumping. Well, on this occasion, they get away with it. 1 run.
Oh, a little chance again.
Nathan Rennie generating a nice bit of swing there. Catching the edge and 2 runs result.
It's driven flat, but in the gap. It's 2.
I swear this man hasn't aged today in the years since we last saw him play. Nathan Rennie, evergreen. Still as lethal as ever. Here he comes. Oh,
Finds
peach.
the edge. Oh,
Great bit of fielding by Tadej Berikowski in the corner there. Unable to hit with the left hand on that occasion. Probably safe anyway. But another single to the total. Score rolls along to 15. Nathan Rennie just changing sides, going around the wicket here. And had the right idea, just the wrong line there. Trying to shape it right into the hip of the left-hander, just pushes it down leg side for an easy 2. Or a free 2, I should say. Doesn't get much easier than that, though. And he's tried it again and paid the same price. So a couple of freebies to win that over. Courtesy of Nathan Rennie there. Uncharacteristic perhaps, but the score at 19 with an over to go and an evenly poised match at this occasion.
yeah, and look, to take 10 runs off Rennie in the 3rd over, albeit, as you say, 4 of them courtesy of some wides. Queensland will be very happy with that. At least part of their approach is going to be to see off who they perceive to be the danger bowlers. Yep. And if they can do that and not lose wickets, then the Queensland natural game, I think, will get them across the line. Now, I managed to, as we see that first delivery from Holwell, I managed to get Andrew Hall-Villiers to make a prediction. Are you prepared to do so? You've got 3 and a bit more overs than he did, yeah?
I didn't hear what Andrew actually predicted, but I still think there's some magic left in the air. I'm backing New South Wales ever so slightly to stage an incredible upset here.
Well, there you go, folks. Stephen Howell and Andrew Hall-Villiers both tipping
have
New
we
South
now?
Wales. Yeah. Look, I'll bring some balance. I might tip a big Queensland.
Wow.
I think the player I'm looking to is going to be Glenn Knox. I can see him coming out and playing, just a typical knocker innings and leading his side.
Throws wide from Rennie.
To this total. Game always has been a game changer. So,
do we know when he's coming in, though? Will he have to do the big knock? He might come in last and
I'm not saying it'll necessarily be a big
runs,
one. I'm just saying it'll be a
solid one.
Yeah, a match-winning one.
Oh,
sneaky.
Work at the top sticks there by Eamon.
3rd ball, though.
Borchett scrambling, turns on a quarter, gets back just in the nick of time.
It's the final ball of the partnership, and it is 3rd ball. How big a moment is this?
Right at the body. Come on, Matt.
What a shot.
Wow.
Mark Harding's completely disinterested in a 3rd ball wicket. Smashes a wire, and the opening partnership for Queensland have posted 24 in their pursuit of this total here in the major semi-final. We're live from Casey Stadium. It's Cameron Walter with me, Stephen Howell. And this has got all the makings of a thrilling run chase, folks. On the line is a spot in tomorrow's grand final in the over 40 men's division. The losing side will have to take their place in the prelim final later today, and that will be sudden death indoor cricket. And, of course, the advantage is you win this game, you play one less game.
Yes. The all-important rest.
Scott Gardner and Brad Bass are at the crease for Queensland. Clint Robertson will be the bowler. Knocked over Mark Harding's castle in the first over of the opening partnership. Looking for a similar start here.
And boy, do they need it. Chase is on track, pretty much, to the digit so far. The shot. Right in the gap there. Good, solid start there from Gardner. See what Brad Bass has got here. Keeper, left-hander. Well watched. Saw that one coming in on his legs. Got right in front of his stumps, turned around the corner for an easy single. He's not going to get over the field, so another single to the total, but more importantly just turning the strike and keeping the pressure off. Ball by ball, run by run.
It's I know that it's talked about certainly at a coaching and play level, but I think it's not always appreciated by spectators just how important that strike rotation is in indoor cricket. It's as you just put it, you're releasing a little bit of that pressure off each other every time you keep that strike ticking over.
Flick here.
Oh, it's a good one.
He's been given by the umpire.
Wow. Well, this will be an interesting replay. It's the time taken to gather and take the stumps is critical here. Let's have a look.
The flick was high.
Yeah.
The dive was there from Brad Bass. He didn't do a lot wrong. A bit late taking off. There's a hesitation. Actually, a couple of hesitations.
Yeah, look, I think that's fair. Bat in the air.
Yeah. Probably good call in the end by the umpire.
Oh, great call if that was indeed out. Oh, another chance.
Oh, double chance. Wow.
At everything.
And this is that moment of magic that I talked about that could just swing things New South Wales' way. They can take those little half chances. That was a big half chance on that occasion. The ball in the air for a long time and then the follow-up run-out opportunity. Both, unfortunately, missed on that occasion. Another great over there from Robinson.
Yeah, that's exactly why he bowls the first over to those early pairs. Good use of the ball, creates plenty of opportunities. That's exactly what they wanted. So only one run from that over.
Just notice on that occasion, obviously it was safe, but Bass with the dive again. And once again, the bat was in the air. I think it's one of those things, as you dive, your bat can bounce, end up a few inches off the ground, and you might be over the line, but you need to be grounded behind the line to be considered safe. We've seen some interesting sliding techniques this week, let me tell you that much.
Here's White to bowl his second over. Starts with the leg side.
Doesn't like it. Doesn't like it at all. As I say, the umpire has the best view in the stadium on those ones. He's right over the top of that line. Takes his time. Here he comes. That's an easy two. If his plan is indeed to target the legs of Gardner, it's an interesting field setting. New South Wales opting to go with two on the offside as opposed to on the leg side, but as they say, bowl to your field.
Absolutely.
Right, changing sides, going over the wicket now. And once again, he's going for those legs. He's paid the price with the leg side, but even if it was on the legs, they've only got the one fielder on the leg side. There's more often than not, you make contact, you'll get a run. Just has to start a little more outside off. That's too far outside off.
Oh, a bit of traffic.
Nearly off the pitch.
Yeah. Richard's not happy. You see him shouting to himself. I think, look, I don't know that the frustration was necessarily... Yeah, he didn't need to yell about it, but he's right. If he had got that cleanly... Yep,
there's an opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely right. So one goes begging for New South Wales. 2 balls remaining. Another wide.
And again, he didn't like it, but I think that's a fair call from the umpire. And we've talked about pressure. They were on 1 run after that first over, and courtesy of a couple of wides and a loose delivery or 2, they pushed the score along to 10 and relieved so much of that pressure that was building up. Oh, that's a peach to finish.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
What an excellent delivery. Scott Gardner looking down at the pitch after that one going, what did that hit? Look at this takeoff. Wow. Well.
9 runs from the over. It's a good fight back after the single off the first.
And they're bringing Matt Holwell on to bowl number 7. He bowled the 4th just a few overs ago, so Interesting move by New South Wales. Must be thinking we really need to get some wickets and apply some pressure here to the remaining pairs. It's good lines. Good lines there from Eddie Holwell. Just a single on that occasion. Oh, beautiful bowling. Opportunity, that's out.
Oh, it is out. Keeper
Directly.
left it alone. I thought that was brave, but he could see it was going to hit.
Yeah.
And a big wicket for New South Wales. Take a look at the replay. There's the delivery.
Right into the... Played into his knee.
Yep.
Nice, gentle tap.
Yeah, well left.
Didn't need to do anything.
Out by metres. Another chance. Oh, great fielding. Look,
Yeah.
for those at home who just saw on the replay there that the keeper took the bails off with his body, then the ball hit the stumps. In indoor cricket, the stumps are still live even if the bails are off,
That's
provided they're on the
line.
mark.
On
They
the mark.
have to have most of the stumps on the mark. And that's why that was still out, despite the fact that the keeper had dislodged the bails.
And in extremely rare circumstances where the stumps may have been knocked over completely in an earlier, perhaps run-out attempt, they do need to be put back upright before you can then attempt another run-out. But at this level, you won't see anyone have that kind of time. That last delivery kept off the net nicely there by the bowler. Eddie Holwell keeping that down to a single. So far, great over for New South Wales. Last ball. And he's found the gap. Threatening to pinch a second. Brad Bass on that occasion deciding against it, and I think just a single from that over.
It is just a single from that over. It's exactly what New South Wales needed. They're maintaining a significant amount of pressure on Queensland here. The question remains, how will Queensland respond? And just looking over at the bench, it looks like Ryan and Bryden are going to come out third, which means... Yeah, their captain,
Knoxy is last.
He will be in the last pair.
And who better to do it? I mean, I have a feeling they're going to need to knock out a good 20 to 25 to win the game, and scoreboard pressure in a final. That's a big ask. Doable, definitely doable. Oh, great effort there.
Yeah, nearly caught
him napping.
Yeah,
caught Gardner napping there.
Yeah.
Tadej Burakovsky, a very experienced campaigner. Australian caps to match as many New South Wales ones. Great line there. It's going to be out. Yep,
Barry
straight to Richards.
If you don't mind, that is absolute cheek, that is.
Yep.
Take a look at this on the replay, folks.
A little bit of a suicidal single there. Surely Gardner must have seen that one going straight to Richards. She'd hesitated, didn't call. Easy wicket for New South Wales, and the pressure right back on the Queenslanders now. 7 runs from the skin, 4 balls remaining. Shot. Lovely shot. Got down nice and low. Just paddled that one over Nathan Rennie's head for an easy 2. Todd just a little bit frustrated with his length there, but I didn't think he did much wrong. Just a good shot.
Oh, direct hit. Oh, wow.
Now, is he signalling a front foot or a fielding violation there?
I think it's front foot.
Front foot? Or exclusion zone, maybe? He's talking to the front court.
I think Bass might have an issue.
Injury here.
Yeah.
Let's look at the replay and figure out what's happened here.
Can't be
had to have been front foot.
Yeah.
Unless
so Rennie. Oh, I tell you what, a bouncing bat there. So, folks, we've got a small delay here while Bass gets some attention. While we are waiting for that to finish, we can check in with the minor semi-final. Victoria defending 129. South Australia find themselves on 40 midway through the second partnership. That will need to be some sort of a run chase if they are to stay alive in the competition. And I can tell you about what's coming up later today. 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time is the next match, the over 35 men's semi-finals. The minor semi-final will be on this channel, the major on the other, which you can check out on the Cricket Australia Indoor Cricket YouTube channel. From 5 p.m. Eastern, it's the over 45 Masters prelim final on this channel, and the over 50 division prelim final on the YouTube channel. And the final games of the day, 6:45 p.m, the over 35 Masters prelim final on this channel, and on our other channel, the over 40 men's prelim final. The over 30 women, of course, playing as well. They're not up to finals yet. You can catch them on the Court 4 channel as well. Queensland and Victoria playing right now. Victoria and South Australia a little later on. We're ready to get back underway. Here is Birikoski.
Same shot again there from Brad Bass. Just a little bit of a limp as he comes down. We're not quite sure what he's done. Just maybe a bit of cramp or just stretching the hammy there. And that was interesting. Scotty Gardner's played that chord, yes, and almost a millisecond later, Brad Bass has screamed out, "No, we're not doing that again," with Barry Richards in hovering. Final ball from Birikoski. Yes, safe call, yes call there.
And a single to finish, 14 runs for the partnership, and it has to be said, it is advantage New South Wales. It's the major semi-final, folks. Online is a spot in tomorrow's final. And for the loser, it's a spot in the prelim final later today. The over 40 men's division. Interesting. I imagine that you feel like your predictions are firming up at this point.
Look, I'm not going to count the chickens just yet. It's still very winnable for Queensland. In footy we say the third quarter is a premiership quarter.
Sure
well,
is.
it's the third pair now, and it is a premiership pair. The experience of Sean Bright and Adam Ryan really needs to come to the fore here. They will be hoping for 30 plus. They really don't want to leave too many for the last pair to get. Not that they're incapable of doing so, but any brain phase in this pair, and it could be all she wrote. Yeaman in with the ball now, and he's, well, tell you what, not much wrong with that delivery. Bryden's just patted that one down and managed to eke it into the corner for 2 runs. Great start. Yeah.
Nice and tight. Very good.
Just picked up a little bit of the back leg there of Adam Ryan. Valuable dot ball. He'll be hoping for a few of those. Yeah. Adam Ryan says, all day, mate. Just give me another 3 or 4 of those. I'll be happy. Oh, he's found the back leg again. This is excellent bowling.
Driven. Oh, that's
going to be out.
That's surely out. I cannot believe that.
Now, you'd have to be upset if you were New South Wales.
Oh, that's out by a mile.
Wow. He was looking in. It's not like he wasn't looking there.
Here's the replay. Let's take a look.
I don't think he was obstructed in his view here. Wow, that is a foot out.
Yeah.
It's a, yeah. Oh.
You just missed live there. A little opportunity there for Barry Richards that brings the over to an end. And it was a good one, and New South Wales robbed of a wicket there. Now,
we can't be too critical. The umpires
have been
doing a great job all week.
How important will that prove to be? That call. New South Wales will feel like they're in the box seat. Queensland have got a lot of work to do here to chase this down. If Queensland are to chase it down, it's going to be tight, right? So how important is that? And indeed, not just that call, but any missed opportunity going to be. Here's Rennie.
Beautiful bowling. Right at Sean Bryden's kneecaps. There's not a lot he can do with that. He's tried to play that on the onside, where there's only just the single leg side fielder. Unable to make contact, and another dot ball to the veteran, Nathan Rennie. He hasn't got away with that one. Dragged Bryden out of his crease, though, so a very slim chance perhaps at a leg side stumping, not to be on that occasion. So 2 runs to the score, moves along to 45. They are halfway there. Lovely shot, just a single though. It's played late on that one. It rotates the strike, and we talked about how important that is and is going to be for this pair. Very good areas again. Good early no call from Ryan.
2 balls remain in the over. Game in the balance. Spot in the final. On the line.
Nathan Rennie searching for another dot to create that 3rd ball pressure. Here he comes.
Should be
and
out.
There's going to be pressure, but
just needed a flick.
I don't think it was travelling fast enough to wide on the 2 line there. He had gone inside to collect it, but it just didn't have enough pace on it to create that time necessary to get the run out. So a single result relieves the pressure. 1 ball to come in the over.
Driven.
There's the swing.
Wide.
Oh, there's opportunity. He's got him this time.
Gee, that one was closer than the other one.
But I think the right call in the end. Bryden just hobbling a little bit as he runs through the crease. See on the replay here.
It's just wide of Bierikowski.
Yeah,
and definitely.
Yeah. And you see the hobble at the end
I can
there.
see that. He's pushed hard. It's the end of a long week for these 2 sides. And I tell you what, that wicket, that hurts.
Yeah.
Back to 42. 6 overs remain in the game.
And
50 runs required.
Yeah, we've just got a little pause here. Is he going to continue on? Have they had I'm not sure if they called a timeout here. Yeah, trainer's coming in and have a look at him. Yeah, Bryden's just limping at the end of that run out there. I'm not sure which leg it is, whether it's a calf or a hammy. He's just having a chat now, probably having a breather too, mind you. But understandable after, as you say, a long week. There are a lot of niggles that are right on that borderline of becoming an injury. And we might have one here with Sean Bryden. He's just giving it a test now. He looks like he's okay to continue.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll want to as well. He certainly want to contribute.
Of course, this benefits New South Wales too. They can have a little bit of a breather, get some water in them.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be too upset with that break in play. Although, it has to be said, the momentum is with them. So, as I say, 6 overs remain, 50 runs required. That's absolutely gettable for Queensland.
Yep.
It's absolutely gettable.
But I think Richard comes in here.
Driven.
Well fielded.
Oh, it should be out.
Yes, it is. Great
That's
fielding.
Smart cricket. Yeaman at the back.
Colin Yeaman, take a bow. On all fours as he fielded that one, threw back to the keeper through traffic. Found the glove, and Bryden's out by, a metre. You will take.
Now that stings. They're back into the 30s. They've lost 2 wickets in 2 balls. It's all New South Wales at the moment, folks.
He looked like he was going to wind up there. Just pulled out of the shot when he saw that one drop on him. Just short of a good length. Great bowling here by Barry Richards, another veteran of the game. Yes, well done.
See, over 40
here's an opportunity again. It's another wicket. And the New South Wales boys in blue are on a roll.
They certainly are. It's this momentum cricket we're seeing, and just some... Well, this is just a gift. We saw New South Wales give a couple of gifts to Queensland. This is exactly the wrong time for Queensland to be paying back the favour.
Unfortunately, that one again straight to the fielder and leg side. It's happened a few times. There's the free 2 runs for you, Sean. Barry Richards just having a chuckle at himself there. Smiles all around from the New South Wales boys. They're well on top here with just over 5 overs to go.
He runs at it, smashed it into the backboard, and 5 runs to Bryden. He knows that they're under pressure. He knows that they're fallen well behind par. It's time to force the issue a little. And he runs at it and smacks it to the backcourt for 5. 1 ball remains in the 11th over.
Shot.
And a 2-run wire to finish. They get back to 41, back to about 50 to win. 5 overs remaining, 10 runs an over required to make a game of it. And this is set up perfectly for the final partnership.
Isn't it? But this last over is going to have to be a huge one. Looks like Toto Burakovsky might be coming in here to bowl it, which is a great move by New South Wales. What they can't afford here is to give them those 10 runs right here. They want to push that asking rate out beyond two a ball, force Queensland to change the style, change the way they play the game. And you've just seen that from Sean Bryden, deciding to have a real swing there in that last over. If they can get away with a couple here, the last pair won't necessarily have to swing, but they cannot afford to lose another wicket.
Oh, beaten. It's a great start from Burakovsky, just missing off stump.
Oh, found the hole in the bat. How did that miss everything? Beautiful delivery. Toto Burakovsky right over the top of leg stump there. We'll take the single. It's okay. Every run crucial now.
Every dot crucial also.
Yes. What will Bryden do here? He's on 1.5 legs.
Defended backward of square. For 2, he caught that side net. An important net to catch at this point. As you say, every run counts, so those bonus runs are valuable.
Just Barry Richards on the leg side there, so he's got plenty of net to work with. Same shot he opened with in this innings.
3 balls remain in Toto Burakovsky's over and in this partnership.
They've closed that leg side gap up now. Adam Ryan goes for the back net.
He's hit the back net, 7 runs. They move to 51. They're not going anywhere, Queensland. They're sticking at it. They're staying in the game. 40 runs away from tying. 2 balls remain in the 3rd partnership. How does Burakovsky respond?
Oh,
he
hits his
straight
partner.
into his partner.
Oh, my. And we'll have another timeout here as the trainer comes on for the concussion test here. I think that's copped him square in the jaw. We'll have a look on the replay.
Looks like the cheek from where he's... straight
my.
in the side of the head, as you see on the replay there. That stings. Now, be interesting here. Obviously, I'm concerned for Ryan. I think he'll be all right. We've all copped one of those. It feels like you've had your head blown off the first 30 seconds and then it settles down. But be interested to see whether that delivery is going to stand.
I believe any head knock is an instant dead ball and rebowl. We had one in one of our games, and the ball was rebowled. I expect this should be rebowled. I'll tell you what, Sean Bryden got every piece of that and then some. That ball was travelling. He's been cleared by the Cricket Australia doctor, so he looks like he's good to continue here. His ears are going to be ringing for the next half hour. But, look, unlucky for Ryan, a little bit unlucky for Bryden too. As I said, he got a fair bit of it.
If I'm Bryden, I'd be saying, get your head out of the way.
Yeah, you robbed me of maybe 7 runs. The angle was looking very much to the corner there.
Well, to be fair, if he moved his head, it would have gone straight down White's throat, I think. So maybe he did save him in the end. Okay, right. So there are still 2 deliveries to come. Here's Burakovsky to Bryden. Driven at 7 again. The flick is wide.
Wow.
Bryden is responding in perfect fashion, and he has a little bit to say to Toto Burakovsky as
in
well.
In good spirits. Toto just laughs back at him.
All right, 1 to come.
Dear.
Great cricket, folks. And a 2 to finish.
Lovely.
That is an amazing fight back from these 2. They've absolutely taken the game to New South Wales. 19 runs from that final over to get back on track. Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? It's the major semi-final, the over 40 men's division here at the 2022 Indoor Cricket Masters National Championships. We've got a box office finish coming up for you. 32 runs required from 4 overs for Queensland. Can New South Wales defend this total against the undefeated minor premiers? If you just joined us, I'm Cameron Walter, and with me, Stephen Howell. What an unbelievable finish we have unfolding here, folks.
Oh, we do indeed. 32 runs required. It looked like it was going to be an awful lot more of that before Toto Burakovsky's last over. But it's a very gettable total now. Deacon comes into bowl.
It's Glenn Knox and
Knoxy.
Mark Sharrod. And Knox was my pick to ice this game. Here he is at the crease, as I say, with Mark Sharrod. Deacon the bowler, as you say. Pressure on every delivery here. Oh! Smash for 7. It's the third 7 in 5 balls, and it's turned the game on its head.
Can you believe it? Matty Holwell again unlucky with the flick. It probably would have been out if he'd hit. But, wow, what a turn this game's taken. Look at this. Yep, would have had him. Oh, Knoxy responds with the safe down up for 2 into the wire. What a start.
Queensland have just moved into pole position here. They're 21 runs away with 21 deliveries remaining. So driven straight to the bowler. The flick.
It's having a look.
Knocker diving back into the crease.
Yep.
It's a not out.
He was very cautious.
All important dot ball.
Didn't move too far out of his non-striker's crease there. Knoxy saw that one go straight back down the pitch. Good game awareness.
Off the legs.
Good early no call from Knox.
Well, this is an interesting moment, folks. 2 dot balls in a row. It's third ball to finish the over. 11 runs from it so far. The score has to change on this delivery. The game is in the balance. It's full, driven, dropped. Feels a bit harsh saying dropped. It was hit back with some power. You got a hand to it. It's a single in the end, but another great over for Queensland. 12 runs from it.
See Matty Holwell here in the replay with his hands up. Oh, no, that's not the replay we were talking of. He was ready to catch that too, I think, but what a great save. That really could have been a lot of trouble for New South Wales. Their backs are a little bit to the wall now. Barry Richards with a huge over.
Yeah, well, they've got to attack here, New South Wales. Queensland have got time. 3 overs, 20 runs required. A wicket makes it tough for Queensland. Oh, it starts with the leg side.
Can't do that.
What do you think? 2 wickets wins the game?
2 wickets makes it fun. If they can't get a wicket, Queensland are going to bat this in.
Catch it.
Oh,
that's out.
Oh, commentator's curse. I'm so sorry. Oh, Mark Sharrod.
Let me tell you, your commentary has absolutely zero influence on the outcome of that. It was just, he just didn't read the timing. He's hit it up into the net and a safe catch. There's 1 wicket to New South Wales that arrests some of Queensland's momentum, but they're still within striking distance. Oh, finds
good no
edge.
call. Good early no call from Mark Sharrod there at the non-striker's end. And gee, isn't he batting with some intent, Cam? Just opening the shoulders up and really hitting powerfully through the line. Shot by Knoxy there. Little tap misses.
Little opportunity there. As you say, it's not taken. -1 from the over so far. 2 balls remain. 20 runs separate the 2 sides.
Beautiful bowling.
Legs. It's another dot. This has been a great over from Richards. Suspect that's why he's bowling this over.
Yep. That's going to be another one.
It brings the over to an end. Just 1 run from it. What a finish we have coming up for you, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you are enjoying the live coverage from Casey Stadium here in Victoria. As we wait for the next over to get underway, I'll check in with the minor semi-final. And South Australia are making a game of it. They've 2 overs remaining, and they need roughly, 37?
Colin Newman in with the ball.
Or an opportunity, but he's home. So there's 17 runs required for Queensland, with 11 deliveries remaining.
Yeah. Michael White on the 2 line there just had to do the full turn for the throw there, opting not to flick. He had an opportunity here. No, it's past him. Yeah. Queensland just just changing their tune slightly, just going back to the punch and run.
Well, look, I think that's smart. They just want to take this game deep into the final over. That's all they need to do. Driven. It's which net has it hit?
No, it's not going to be out.
I wasn't saying that. It's 2 runs. Thought it might have hit the 3 line. Just called it 2. Fair enough. Score moves to 79. 9 balls remaining. Driven.
Oh!
Deflection. Whoa. Turns out to be a single.
Into the foot of Barry Richards, I think. We'll tap back to the keeper. A lot of congestion in the front court there. Hard to tell whether that was close or not, but even not out by the umpire. Valuable single to the Queenslanders. 12 required now of 8 balls.
Oh, it's uppish, but it falls safe. It'll be 2, and 1 ball remains. Quality indoor cricket, folks. It's edge of your seat stuff.
Do we know who's bowling the final over yet?
Oh, gee, you'd almost appeal for that, wouldn't you? That's
no shot offered there by Knoxies.
Brings the over to an end. Nigel Deakin will bowl the final over of the match. And it's going to be a cracking finish, folks. After 9 runs from that over, the score sits on 82, and 9 runs separate the two sides. 10 runs for Queensland. For New South Wales, they need to keep them to 8 or less.
Yeah. I think they need a wicket here. Deacon's first over went for 12. It wasn't terrible, but look, if Mark Sherrard decides to turn it on here, he's capable. They need a wicket.
Here's Deakin.
Oh, just went through. We shot a bit early there.
Now, Queensland, if I'm not mistaken, actually only need to tie the game. They finished higher in the ladder. It's a minor final, so they'll go through. So they only really need 8 runs. Oh, it's a leg side, crucial leg side.
I suspect a stumping opportunity gone begging there too, the way Knoxie had to turn around and jump back in his crease.
Oh, they're pretty tough legs.
Oh, they're very tough, but wouldn't that have changed the game, eh? Shot. Just gave himself a bit of room there. Punch it down for an easy 2.
So Queensland have 4 balls remaining and need 4 runs to advance to the grand final. You would think New South Wales need a wicket. Driven.
No run taken. Glenn Knox, beautiful game awareness there, holding his ground, not creating that opportunity. No need to run. 3 balls, 4 required, very doable. I think we go last ball thriller on our hands, Cam.
No, it's another leg side.
Nigel Deakin
is struggling to get it right at the moment. There's still 3 balls remaining, and now Queensland just need 2 to advance and 3 to win the match. New South Wales want a wicket. Oh, it's up!
Off the knee.
Off the leg.
Yep.
It's just a single. So, 2 balls remain.
How huge is a dot ball here? The captain on strike.
I'm tipping a pretty solid 2 here from Glenn Knox and a block to finish the game.
Oh, he's got it.
I don't know that it's pretty solid, but it's still 2. He tucked it around the corner and he's put his side in front with 1 ball remaining.
What do you bowl here? I mean, he's got to go through him.
You just got to go.
He has to go through him somehow. He's got to find a way through the defence.
Or catch an edge.
Oh, yep.
The final ball of the major semi-final. It's New South Wales up against Queensland. Who has booked their spot in the final? It is Queensland. They've emerged victorious with a thrilling run chase, 92-91. What a game we've just seen, Stephen Howe.
Oh, thrilling game. I think I take my hat off to Sean Bryant and Adam Ryan. They only hit 22 for their third skin, but they came back from the darkness. They had 60 runs to hit off of a little over 5 overs. It looked like it was all New South Wales, one-way traffic. wickets every 2 or 3. I think they lost 3 wickets in the space of about 6 balls there in that third pair, but they came back with some powerful hitting off Toto Burakovsky's second over to make the game within reach. And then Knoxy and Shorrock there at the end, making no mistake, hitting the required 32, I think it was, for the pair to win by 1 run. What a great finish. What a great advertisement for the game of indoor cricket.
Certainly is. So Queensland have booked their spot in the grand final. New South Wales will have to take on Victoria in the prelim later today. Don't go anywhere, folks. Coming up next at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time, it's the over 35 men's minor semi-final between New South Wales and North Queensland. But until then, Stephen Howell, thanks for your company.
Cam, it's been a pleasure. I love being on the microphone. I look forward to the next opportunity.
And ladies and gentlemen at home, thank you for yours. For Stephen Howell, for Andrew Hall-Villiers, Sportscast Australia and Cricket Australia, I'm Cameron Walter. Thanks for watching.